so funny because I thought I was so sure of who I was and who I thought I was, and I thought that, you know, I was a really confident person, but I literally didn't realize that I wasn't coming to acceptance with who I was.
East and the west, I'm racking up on my breath, power on me, I'm feeling just like a Tesla. Too much tree, the smoke is making my chest hurt. Girl on me, I'm thinking I should've rest her. Hey, I'm thinking I should've rest.
I was like, you know what, I need you to tell me the truth. She really just told me, hey, Mai, there's these things that you do. I felt like I couldn't make any true connections. That was an issue that I really wanted to fix. I took a fucking nap. I took a nap. And I wasn't supposed to take a nap, and all of a sudden I woke up and it was 7 o'clock, and I literally remember waking up here not too long ago, and I'm like, where did the day go? Probably because I was doing nothing, and I was supposed to fucking get work done today, but instead I decided to go walk and go get something to eat. Why? Because I think subconsciously I was like, this is gonna waste some time, let's do it. So that's what I did today. I also had a 3-hour-long meeting that did not need to be 3 hours long. I just dragged it on to be 3 hours long because Sterling. I dragged it on to be 3 hours long because I just wanted to waste time. Let's talk about something. Let's talk about reinventing yourself. Reinventing yourself. You know those TikToks where you see them and they're like, Sterling, I'm gonna this is literally gonna be my 10th fucking reason part 2. I'm so irritated right now. Do you know those TikToks where they're like, reinvent yourself, go on your Pinterest board and like figure out what you want to be and like be that bitch. Reinvent yourself with me. You know, and it's like make a new name, find your new hobbies, who do you dress like, all this stuff. Journal as if you are this person. You know what I mean? When people are like reinvent yourself, it's because I used to try reinventing myself. I created a whole name for myself. I created hobbies for this character that I had that I wanted to be. I created an aesthetic, the way that I wanted to dress, the way that I wanted to act, the way I wanted people to see me. I created that whole aesthetic. Have you done that? Because I'm sure you have. It's like it's a little trend to do. And I did it, right? And basically it was me just trying to change the person that I was because I wasn't happy with myself, which I mean, valid, you know what I mean? But it's like, I'd be like, all right, this girl does not have social anxiety. She can talk to everybody likes her, blah, 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 blah. But then I would come home after a fucking day and be like, damn, it was not good interactions with people. I was not being that bitch. And I would beat myself up because I'd be like, damn, like, why am I not her? Like, why am I not good enough? You know what I mean? Like, I need to change, but like, I can't change fast enough. Like, why am I not this girl that I want to be? And it goes from a battle of comparing yourself to other people to comparing yourself of this version of yourself that doesn't even fucking exist. You literally can't catch a break because you're out here trying to change yourself when like you haven't even accepted yourself yet, you know what I mean? And I don't know about you, but that sent me down a very sad spiral because I was like trying to be somebody that was so far out of reach, and I was beating myself up because I wasn't the best version of myself. And you always hear people be like, oh my god, be the best version of yourself, be the best version of yourself. But then when you know, try to be the best version of yourself, you're out here being like, fuck, I didn't wake up at the time that I need to wake up at. Oh my god, I didn't go to the gym. Oh my god, like, you know, I wasn't outgoing today. Like, I wasn't like that nice girl. Fuck, like, ugh, like, I need to do better. I need to be that girl. And it's so funny because you go from comparing yourself to other people to comparing yourself to a version of yourself that doesn't exist, when in reality, you're comparing yourself to other people still because you picked this aesthetic of people that aren't you. You know, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with trying to change yourself. I fully believe that, you know, you should always constantly be trying to be the better version of yourself. But what does that even mean? You know, what does that even mean? A couple mental breakdowns later, I kind of realized I'm still going through it myself, but you can't expect yourself to be a whole new person overnight. You can't expect that once you create this aesthetic and this goal for who you want to be, that you are going to be that person and you're going to automatically just start being fulfilled because you live that aesthetic life. But there's these like things, I'm going to say this because this was my personal issue, and like if you guys relate, then you guys relate, but obviously you can change this to anything else. For me, it was like, I wanted to be this nice girl that everybody loved. I wanted to be the girl that walked into the room and that everybody was like, oh my god, like, you're here, like, we missed you. And you know what I mean? You're hanging out with a group of friends and you are that bitch that makes everyone feel so good about themselves and all that stuff. Like, I wanted to be that girl and I was not that girl. And I was like, fuck, like, I need to just be nice, I need to be outgoing, like, I need to be that girl. And I would go out there and try to do it and it just like wouldn't work. And I was like, why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I thought that this would work. And then I had a really serious conversation with a friend of mine, which I'm so grateful for this friend, but she broke it down for me and she was like, I was like, you know what? I need you to tell me the truth. Like, tell me the truth. And I'm so grateful for this moment, but she really just told me like, hey, Mai, like, there's these things that you do that like, you could like be better at. She said it in a very much more harsh way, which I appreciated. Basically, it was just like, hey, maybe try opening up about yourself, being vulnerable about yourself so that, people want to talk to you, people want to get to know you, people want to be your friend because, if they open up to you, you need to open up to them back. Maybe try talking to people and seeking advice and like having trust in people for their word than just talking at them and telling them about your life. How about you, act like you want their opinion, so it's a conversation and not just talking to someone. And it's just like little shit like that. Like, I'm not gonna get into the details of it, but there was just so many things that I didn't even realize that like I was doing that could be making people feel uncomfortable and all this stuff. I really opened my eyes that it's more than just like being a nice person, right? Anyways, I didn't fix, I'm currently fixing all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like being vulnerable, what the fuck, not having a guard up. But it's just like, you see these goals and these things that you wanna do and be, and you just think it's like, all right, I just gotta change. But it's just like, what do you have to change? And we all know that it's not that easy just to be the person that you want to be. It comes with a lot of hard work, but sometimes you don't even know where to start. You literally don't have the answer to why people don't like you, why this isn't working out for you. You know what I mean? All that stuff, you just don't have the answers to it because it's life. Like, you can't just figure that out. That's why I feel like the idea of reinventing yourself is so temporary. It's just like, I think it's a good idea to have these goals set out for yourself, have something to look forward to, a life to look forward to. But at the end of the day, you're gonna buy that whole entire wardrobe that you see on Pinterest, but still not be satisfied because the trends are gonna change a year later and you're gonna be like, actually, that's not me anymore. Everything's always changing because deep down you don't even know who you are. It's so funny because I thought I was so sure of who I was and who I thought I was, and I thought that, I was a really confident person, but I literally didn't realize that I wasn't coming to acceptance with who I was. And when you're constantly trying to change the person that you are because you don't even know who you are, it's a never-ending battle. You're chasing something that's not authentically you. And you're probably like, where's this going, Mai? What I'm saying is that 3 things. Number 1, you've always heard the term like inner child and all this stuff. We need to go back to our relationship with, our parents and our family and all that stuff and see what happened when we grew up that made us be the person that we are today. Because you may beat yourself up for being this person that lashes out on other people. You may beat yourself up for, not being able to communicate well. You may beat yourself for being loud and annoying, like all these different things that you beat yourself up for and that you are now facing the consequences of. It's you can't even blame yourself. And I feel like we blame ourselves a lot of the time, that it's our fault that we're this way. But in reality, like, yes, those are our actions, but we were raised a certain type of way to be that person. And this isn't to go fucking yell at your parents and be like, why did you do this to me? This is your parents' first time living too, And that does not excuse all the bad things that they've done to you. But it's just like, they've made mistakes as well. But I'm just saying, like, don't excuse them for all the bad things that they've done for you. I mean, not done for you, done to you, okay? That's definitely not where I'm going, and y'all know that it's definitely not where I'm going because I'm still struggling with that relationship. But realize that, like, that is not your fault. Come to acceptance with that. Number 2 is go back and heal that and figure out the root of your problems. And how you do that, I don't know, go to therapy. Go like have some serious conversations. Like if you have your friends, like ask them like, hey, like these are my issues, and like be open and vulnerable, because the reason why I feel like I've changed the most that I ever have in the past 2 months, even though they've been the most fucking like mentally draining 2 months of my entire life. I feel so like all over the place and just like lost, but like it's not even lost in a bad way. It's just because, I really fucking went head to head with myself, and I was like, damn, what is it? Like, what is it? And I realized that my problem, which we can get into in another fucking hour-long video, is that I cannot create genuine, true relationships with people, and I did not know why. And I was like, why is it that everybody else I would see around, is so great at being friends with people, like all this stuff, like why is everybody like in huge groups of friends and I'm over here being a fucking loner? Which, nothing wrong, but it's just like there's deeper issues to these surface level problems, you know what I mean? And I was like, what is it? And I had to come to terms with myself. That was one of the biggest things that I was battling, was the fact that I felt like I couldn't make any true connections, like I would hang out with somebody, but then I would never hit them up again because I was just like, whatever, like that was my issue. And I had to come to terms with myself that was an issue that I really wanted to fix, because that was something that I thought would really fulfill myself. And I was right, like relationships have fulfilled myself more than anything ever has in my life. And it's something that I've never experienced, like a deep connection with people. But that's, again, something else we can get into. But came head on head with myself. And I was like, how do I fix this? The thing is, like, as human beings, obviously we have our insecurities and we beat ourselves up, but at the same time, we also think that we do no wrong. We think that we're the best. We think that, we would never intentionally do anything to anybody. Like, there's nothing wrong with us, if somebody doesn't like us, like, their problem. Like, there's nothing actually wrong with me, but then we also deal with the battle of hating ourselves, right? So it's coming to terms with that and being okay with being open and vulnerable with the people that care about you. And you may think nobody cares about me, but there's so many people out there that care about you that you don't even think about it, right? I'm telling you right now, there's so many people that care about you, and I say this so passionately because I thought the same thing, that nobody cared for me. That was my problem, was that I thought nobody cared for me, but it's just that I wouldn't let people in, you know? So it's like going to your friend, going to your therapist, going to your mom, going to your dad, going to your siblings, and telling them like, hey, like this is a problem that I'm having, and like I would like to be able to fix it, and just being there and vulnerable to getting advice and opinion from other people, because these are the people that see you every single day without, you know, like those rose-colored glasses on. They see you for who you actually are. They see all the flaws and mistakes that you make. And you know, as human beings, you're gonna be a nice person. You would never call somebody out on their shit. But when you tell them like, hey, like what do I do that makes you like maybe feel uncomfortable? What are you worried about me? Like, I don't know exactly what your specific problem was, but that was my issue, was that. So I went to my friends and stuff, and I was like, hey, like this is what I want to do, and like I want to start having deeper connections with people, and I don't know why, but I feel like I can't make friends, and I feel like people don't like me. That's just what it was. Like I felt like people didn't like me. And my friend broke it down for me. She's like, obviously coming from a place of love, and this really hurt for me to hear, but I'm so glad that I heard it. She's like, hey Mai, well when we talk, like you sometimes do these things, and you doing this can feel very uncomfortable, and blah 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 blah. And it all came down to the fact that I literally don't fucking open up to people, and there's more things. But you know, like that's the preface of it. Then, you know, I talked to my therapist, and I also talked to my friends and stuff like that, and we dug deep, and it was just like, oh, maybe the reason why I talk at people and not conversate with people, where it's like I'm deeply listening and curious about their opinion on my life. I'll tell people about my life, but then it's like I'm just talking at them. And I was like, oh, maybe the reason why I do that is because I'm so used to talking to a camera at all times. Like growing up, like I've been doing YouTube for this many years, and you know, I talk to a camera and I'm not expecting anyone to talk back. So I reflect that in my relationships with people, you know, and it takes the blame off of myself, because this is like, I can't blame myself for doing that, because it's just what I've been doing, you know? It's like not my fault, and it just feels so much, it's so much better. It feels so much better because this whole time I thought it was my fault, but you know, there's reasons to things, and it's just like opening up this can of fucking worms that makes you, one, take the ease off yourself, and two, it's more like being aware and being mindful of these things, so that when the next time you go, and for me personally, it was the next time I go have a conversation with somebody, I'm mindful of these things, and I try to get better, and I try to get better every single day at creating relationships with people. That was number 2. I know this is very long. Number 3, being authentically yourself. What is that? Like literally, what is that? I think that this was like my number 1 thing that I've been dealing with, which I want to make a whole nother video on, but you need to just stop fucking buying everything that you see because you see it on TikTok. Stop just following every single trend that you see just because, you know, you feel like that's what you like. I don't think trends are bad or anything like that. I follow trends all the time, but it's just more like, you know, being able to slow down and really think, do I actually like that? Or do I think that I like that? Do I think that it's gonna fulfill me? Do I think that it's gonna make me happy? And then 2 weeks later, you're like, that's not me anymore. And you're constantly just reinventing yourself. At the end of last year, I started taking on minimalism, and obviously I'm not a fucking minimalist. I feel like minimalists can be described in so many different ways, but I still have so many unnecessary things. But it's just more like I slowed down my consuming and everything like that, and I really just like, instead of looking at what everybody else was wearing on Instagram, I kind of looked at my own closet and was like, do I actually like that? Do I actually even wear that? The answer is no. I don't actually really levitate and grab to that object very often. It's probably because I don't genuinely like it, you know? And it's like my closet is not nearly as big as it used to be. Like I have 1/10 of the clothes that I used to have, because it's now just things that I genuinely like. And you know, maybe they don't go all together. Maybe they're like not the most cohesive. I don't really be posting fit pics on Instagram anymore or anything like that. You know what I mean? I still dress trendy, but it's just because I genuinely like it. You know, like I wear the same 4 skirts, I wear the same pair of jeans, and I wear the same 5 tops, and that's just what I like. And I don't know, I think it's a little bit trendy, but it's genuinely what I like. You know what I mean? And I don't feel the need to go buy all these other things. I listen to the music that I like. I decorated my house the way that I like. I got a lot of people shitting on me for the way that I started decorating my house in the beginning before people saw the vision, but I just liked it. You know what I mean? I started off doing that, and I started feeling like free again. You know what I mean? Because I felt like I could get in a whole nother topic of minimalism. I just didn't feel weighed down by like the opinion of other people and everybody else's vision of like what cool is. After you do that, it's like kind of like you have to work within, and it's just like, who am I? And something that I always say is just like, when you're hanging out with somebody, instead of worrying about everything else, worry about, am I having fun? Like, am I truly having fun right now? Am I having a blast? Am I happy? Am I in my own fucking world, do my little dancey dance? Because if you really think about it, usually the people that you envy the most and the people that walk into the room and that grab your attention are people that just are so in their own world that it makes you want to be in their world. And after I realized that, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just be in my own world and do my own thing. And if people vibe with it, then they vibe with it. And if they don't, then they don't. But it's not even in a way where it's just like, I'm just gonna do my own thing. It's just like, when you see somebody genuinely so happy and so content with themselves, it makes you happy. And you know what I mean? It makes you kind of feel at peace, because it kind of takes the edge off things, because, you know, they're not trying to be somebody and you feel like you can let your guard down. There's like so much more to it, but it just, that's one of my biggest realizations, was stop trying to be somebody you think that everybody would like, and start being yourself, and everyone will like you. And it's not like everyone will actually like you, but it's just like, it doesn't matter what the fuck people think. You are having fun. You are having fun, and it reflects on other people. When somebody's having fun, you probably have fun. You know what I mean? When somebody's anxious, you're probably anxious. So just fuck it, be yourself, have fun. I know that sounds way more easy than it is, but something that I think about all the time is, am I having fun? This was a very long conversation, and there's so many different topics that I would love to web into and like branch out into. So if there was anything specific that you really liked, or you want to hear more about, or, you know, anything, comment down below. I'm going to be reading my comments. I love reading comments when it comes to this stuff, because this is videos that I don't really do because I'm kind of scared about, you know, what people are going to say, because it's definitely something that's a little bit controversial and stuff. But fuck it, I just realized on this YouTube channel, like I said, I just want to talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about, bitches. So fuck you. Get the fuck off this chat. I'm kidding. No, subscribe, kisses. I'm gonna read the comments. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video or whatever. Let me know if you guys like this, but yeah, bye.
East and the west, racking up on my bread, power on me, I'm feeling just like a Tesla. Too much tree, the smoke is making my chest hurt. Girl on me, I'm thinking I should've rest her. Hey, I'm thinking I should've rest all night long. She putting me to the test.